Hi, in this video me and my brother are going to make two different meads. He's going to stick to his original proven orange and raisin recipe, and I'm going to make one I got off of YouTube channel CS Brews, which is a slightly more expanded version of it really. So we're going to see which one turns out better. Mike's here is warming a bit of water up. He's not putting it to a boil, he's warming it up because he's going to use it to warm the honey up so it's more runny honey. And B is going to use it as the basis of the main water in the actual mast. And here he is, he's added honey in. Interesting in fact is we used the wrong size pot and I took it out, but it came close to the top, so we swapped to pots. Next bit is going to pop it in this 1 gallon container. It's in and out, and is now cutting up 2 small oranges. And going to put the whole lot in. We used to use 1 orange, but you can only find small ones. What do you know? So there he goes. You're going to pop all 8 quarters into the actual mix there. Difference we're doing is he's going to pop the whole lot in, and I'm going to just use the rinds. Here he's going to put in 25, counting them 25, and he's going to cobble the rest raisins. Rinsing out some water to add it in to top it up. As I say, we're going to be doing slightly different recipes, and mine's going to be a bit more involved just to see if it makes any kind of difference, if you get a bit more special with it. So he's just going to fill it up just to the bottom of the shoulder so it's got a bit of room to expand in. Now he's going to add, I believe, next the actual yeast. There it comes. This yeast says just to pour it onto the top, so he's just doing it there. Now we're going to go for a bit of shake-a-thon. Yeah, full of bitty goodness, I'm sure you'll agree. And that's it done. Put it to the side for now. Now it's my turn, going to get involved in the cleaning, get everything nice and freshly washed out. My honey was warming up in the sink there in the warm water. Going to take just the 1 small orange, separate the rinds, and put them into a pan. Getting rid of the actual, just the flesh of it, we're just using the rinds just to pop it in. Get some raisins, again we're using 25, have to count them out like we did before, just to make sure we're using the same kind of amounts of things. There it is. You don't know boredom until you're counting raisins. There we go. Now, in a minute, I'm going to take a sharp knife and get medieval on this one. Give it some berries. There we are. First, careful not to cut my fingers off. Health and safety second and third. And there we are. So basically what we're making here is a kind of a tea type scenario, as they call it in CS Brews, which is kind of it's going to be cooked separately with some water in there, and also a tea bag to add tannin to give it kind of a what they call mouth feel. That's going to be going on to warm up, boil, and then steep for 15 minutes afterwards. Basically we'll be putting the actual tea in to the mix, but not the bits. So we're going to see if that causes a clearer mead at the end of it. There's my 1 gallon ready to go in. Mike's in the background as well. I'm just chatting to him while I'm doing it. There we go. Probably should have cut this bit out. There we go, the honey. The honey unfortunately didn't get particularly runny, so it took a bit of a go to get in there. We also discovered basically that the audio funnels we had in the kitchen, the tiny one, just wasn't really up to it. Whilst that was doing it, I was getting the yeast ready in a separate cup or glass, and I was going to prehydrate it in the water rather than dab it in afterwards, just to see if that made a difference as well. And I'm doing quite a few different things that might actually end up changing the brew, but why not? You know. Exciting, baby. This is also, as you say, the funnel was really small. It's the cleanest one we could find. So basically we went like that, and I found out pretty quickly that it just filled up and didn't really go anywhere. So being a good mechanic that I am, I took the moment just to ditch it and just eyeball it in. I was kind of like pretending I was filling up an engine of oil. It's a similar experience, if I'm honest. Concentration on my face there. There it is, plugging in. I used some water and later on some of the tea to make sure I got the rest of the honey at the bottom, so it's all equal amounts going in eventually. Bit of a swash, and in it goes. Obviously can't stop me rub it into myself. And there we are. That's the last of that bit in. Topping up to halfway with some water, just normal tap water. Our water here is pretty good, so just bopping them in there. Careful not to get too crazy with it, because I wasn't using a funnel at this point. Here we go, put that in and have a bit of a funky mashup, baby. And hold and back. Right, so that's halfway done, and again. The first one, from what I understand, is the most important mix of it. So you can see it's actually settled down pretty quick, and it's a lot darker than Mike's brew. I also couldn't find a sieve, so I had to just really kind of go ape on it just to try and get that into there. And a little smell. Mike has a little smell. Very nice. There we are. How cultured. Little mash up to get some more honey out. And then we popped it in the top. Oh, I used my garage laser thermometer to make sure it's the right temperature as well. Popping it in there, steady eye. There he goes. Leave it in the top. Why not? There we go, and now top it up to water to just the bottom of the neck to give it some expansion room. We don't want it to go absolutely crazy and come out the top of the actual bubbler afterwards, because that would be bad. Nearly there, as you can see, the judge in the pour didn't spill a drop. You've got to be proud of that. And ready for another little swoosh around. And hold and swoosh. And stop. Every time I'm doing slightly less of a swoosh, I don't damage the stuff inside. Taking the temperature reading to make sure the actual yeast going in isn't going to get killed to death. See, extreme mead making, pouring directly from the glass, straight in. No funnels for me, man. Anarchy, baby. Bit more water, splooshing round, make sure I get all the yeast out the bottom, and back in again. There we go, put a bung in. Bit more of a delicate swirl this time. It's almost jazzy. And there it is, that's the last one. So we tried taking some hydrometer readings, and to be fair, we didn't have the right kind of test tube to put them in, so we just had to use the original packet, like kind of the plastic tube it came in, which I'm not entirely sure we got the best reading from, but it kind of gave us a bit of a ballpark. We did test it against standard water to make sure we got the right reading at the time to confirm it, the theory, but we took them anyway. Obviously honey is the main ingredient in this, with water and yeast, and that's, you can just do a wild fermentation, but we put in, don't use nutrients, we're just using the basic raisins to give them the actual nutrients they need, and the other bits there. So that's what they look like. Mine is a bit on the right, it's a bit darker, called it Will Mead again. This is our usual environment, a bit different to a kitchen. And there it is. Didn't take very long for it to start trying to push for a bit of pressure on the bubbler. We'll be back in 2 weeks to rack it, innit? Bye.